you just abandon any precaution. You know, folks, something could happen here, and if it does, so what?
Hey friends, welcome to Nathan for Us, a Nathan Fielder fan podcast. My name is Kelly.
And hi, I'm Megan.
And we are back to cover Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat. Really rolls off the tongue. Nathan for Us, a Nathan Fielder fan podcast covering Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah. Season 1, I guess we can call it season 1 of Company Retreat, episode 3. And this one is called Soft Launch.
Yeah, on Prime where I watch it, they have Company Retreat as a completely new show. It's not listed as Jury Duty Season 2. And the last 2 times I've gone to watch the episode, I've clicked on Jury Duty again, just expecting to be able to click on Season 2. But this week it's really, like, I remember it's a whole different show to click on.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like an SEO choice. Why did they decide to separate it? But we'll have to dig deeper after the season's done, maybe ask some questions.
Yeah, investigate a little bit.
One thing that I would be so excited about if after the season we received a gift from the Malibu Realtors.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's a luxury gift basket and we all agree that the items are luxury, I think that would be really lovely.
Yeah, it's very, very luxurious, the gifts that we see. We found out that this has been sent by the Malibu Realtors because they want to apologize for the behavior of Cole from last week. And also they want to stress the importance of his personal item and that they really, really want it to come back.
Okay, I don't know how I guess, like, when you're in it, it doesn't seem so strange. But in what world would somebody send like a luxury gift basket for like the person running the hotel and this random group of guests? Like, it should just be for Major Marge. Like, that would make sense to me, like them apologizing. But also, one, how would they hear about his behavior unless Cole told them? And 2, why would they know that there's this new group of people? Like, I've just never heard of that before. Like, if you treat like a worker or an establishment poorly and you sent them a gift, it would be like at a hotel and then sending gifts for everyone at the hotel when you didn't meet 90% of them, 99% of them.
Yeah, I guess maybe they're just hoping that if someone finds the item that they'll want to return it. I guess
they did find it.
And they did find it.
They can return it. At this point, it's rude that they haven't returned it. Cole clearly wants it. It is his property. They know where it is. And they're just not giving it back to him. Is other Anthony keeping it as a water bottle?
Oh, boy. Well,
I don't understand why they're not returning it.
And Anthony's confused, which I understand why. And I fully agree. Because, like, why is this suddenly a group issue for the Malibu Realtors? Like, they're all looking for it.
We all need the fleshlight back.
Yeah.
Because apparently Anthony is implying that they all share its use, which if you're able to send a luxury gift basket, you can afford your own.
I feel like there's a few items that I could think of where you don't want to be sharing them with other people. Or specifically, you don't want to be sharing them with your coworkers. I could see other people, that's like a different situation. But like, I don't want to be sharing these sort of intimate things with my coworkers. I feel like this is like sharing like underwear with your coworkers.
I feel like it's a lot worse. I mean, sharing underwear is in the same vein. But yeah, this is crazy. I'm pretty sure we're just 2 ladies who have never used this item. And I don't think the guys are out there sharing this. I'm pretty sure that this is not happening. But I also don't know what man to ask.
It's a hard one to broach.
Like, how do I ask?
I don't think there's a good way to approach that question without making it
But
seem
we need
like...
to know. Like, is anyone else like, oh no, that's a sharing item? It makes sense that the Malibu realtors, who are like family, would jointly invest in this one plastic item that they are sharing, and who can afford a luxury gift basket, but not multiple of this item, and they have to come back and find it.
Well, okay, I also do feel we should talk about the luxury gift basket items. To me, these are giving like, we just found these around the office. Because the items don't seem to have a very good through line. And as we learn, some of them have a lot of stipulations on them. The gifts themselves aren't super easy to redeem or super useful if you, say, don't own a Tesla. But I do think it would be fun to rank the gifts that were received in the gift basket.
Yes. Do you want to take us through each of the gifts?
Yes. So we have a Tesla charger adapter, an Ozempic travel kit, another thermos, but this one seemingly is actually just a thermos, $500 off of a Pilates class at Table Mountain in South Africa, 22% off of any Malibu Realtors property, but it only applies to commission and the property must be over $5 million, and free veneers from a dentist located in New York City, but it's only usable to get 3 composite veneers.
Well, I think you're missing like the real prize. So I thought that the most luxury item that we learn about is we learned that Cole from the Malibu Realtors was put on paid leave, and he was sent to their office in Miami. So he's just like on a paid leave in Miami for his behavior, which I was like, if my work wants to send me on paid leave to Miami, I can go cause a ruckus somewhere. Like that seems like the most luxurious of items.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, Cole seems to be living it up. So looking at those items, I feel like the Tesla charger, I don't know how much an adapter is, but I do think if you own a Tesla, that's a great one. And then obviously if you don't, I do feel that it would be very easy to sell online. Like that's something that a lot of people, like it's a car that like, it's not the most common car, but it's certainly a common enough car that there is a market for it. Whereas maybe the $500 off Pilates in a mountain in a country that you don't live in would be more difficult to sell, or ultimately something you can't use at all. The Ozempic travel kit, again, there are people who use Ozempic now. I think there is a market for that. I don't know what this travel kit includes. If it includes Ozempic, I do think I think it's expensive. I don't know the cost. Do we think Ozempic is more or less expensive than a Tesla adapter? Because I do feel that those are both very sellable items.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is like I'm not sure what avenues you have to go in to be selling like back alley Ozempic. You know what I mean? Is
it back alley though?
It feels a little
back alley. It says Ozempic travel kit.
But like
it's name brand.
You're getting the item from the realtors and then you're reselling it. Like it's like now passed through 2 hands. It just feels a little.
Are the realtors looking snatched?
It sounds like they must be.
Are they buying the good stuff?
They're buying Ozempic, not like Wegovy or whatever the one that's like cheaper is. So.
And they have the calories to allow for cocaine laced cotton candy.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about the cocaine and the Ozempic together is a wild combo. They literally must not have eaten a single Cool Ranch Dorito the whole weekend that they were at the retreat.
It wasn't them. The snacks remained untouched. So frankly, Marjorie should have been like, wow, what a benefit that the Malibu Realtors brought their own snacks.
Yeah.
They didn't even touch any of mine. So I do feel like they probably have the good stuff. So far, I think being put on paid administrative leave in Miami is my number one prize.
I agree with that.
I kind of think the Ozempic travel kit is probably worth more than the Tesla charger. So I'll put that in second and third. I think that the $500 off Pilates and the free veneers are probably equally worthless based on all of the hoops you would have to jump through. But because Anthony was so enthusiastic about the veneers, I'll put that, I think that was third. And then lastly, the $500 off Pilates. Oh,
yeah.
Wait,
and the
there is a
Malibu Realtors
thermos.
property.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait, there is quite a bit more. So there's an actual thermos, which is probably the only thing that is actually useful and that I would probably keep. But do you trust the thermos from them? I don't know if you do.
I feel like I would want to look at it. Like, is it like a Yeti? Is it branded? Or is it just like kind of a freebie cheap thermos?
It's for sure Malibu Realtors branded. It must be, right?
Yeah, but I feel like if it's like branded on the side, but it's like a name brand water bottle, I'm much more likely to keep it. Then it skyrockets to like number 2 for me, because I do love a good branded item, and a good like a branded water bottle sometimes can be a vibe.
Okay. So I was just thinking about it, and there's no way that the Malibu Realtors would ever think that someone would use their fleshlight as a water bottle or as a thermos. So there's no way that they would ever send that as a joke. Like, they wouldn't know that someone did that. So I now also think that the water bottle is something, or like the thermos is something that would be very funny to keep, and it would be a good joke around the office. Yeah. People would always be talking about the Malibu Realtors, and it's like a really good bit now. And so I think that the thermos is the only thing that I would actually keep. So that has to be in first place as far as the luxury items go. And then, yeah, I think that the rest of them was a Ozempic travel kit, Tesla charger. The rest of them are pretty useless.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends going to South Africa next year, so like maybe I could sell off the Pilates.
Yeah.
The veneers from a dentist in New York, I do feel like you could probably resell that. Again, I feel like I've talked about getting a root canal before, but it's like really expensive. So there's probably a market out there for someone who needs only 3 veneers, because like technically I think I had to pay for like a cap, which is similar to a veneer, but they don't have to like shave your tooth. Sorry.
Now, the ideal situation would be if you found a person who only had 3 teeth, and then you could give them this as a really great gift. Yeah. And then they have 3 gorgeous teeth, and their whole mouth is done, and joke's on them, this ends up being the best prize they could have gotten.
Yeah, and you get to go to New York. Like, it seems pretty fab.
You do have to pay for New York yourself. The ideal situation, I think, is a person with 3 teeth who is already living in New York would be the most cost efficient, because they get their whole mouth done. Yeah.
You could find it. I think you could find someone who fits that demo.
Okay. I think that that's a good plan. So we see Claire now that we've moved on from this list, who has been more comfortable opening up. And she's told some of the staff, including Jimmy, that she is gay. And Jimmy wears a very special shirt to celebrate her, which I thought was nice. And his shirt says, "I may be straight, but I don't hate."
Preach, brother. It's giving that TikTok where it's like like, and I'm an ally or whatever. You know the TikTok sound? Oh my God. This is Valentina. Speak, Valentina. Ally.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's very funny. And I just want to know, like, was this shirt already in his luggage? Like, he just already had this?
He just brings it around all the time. Like, he doesn't hate. He needs everyone to know.
Yeah. And then we learned that PJ also mentions that when he came out to his coworkers about being gay, Jimmy brought him lots of flags, including the Nigerian flag, which he says that he can't say that for some reason.
Yes. And he also, he makes a joke about the country Chad and talks about how that's like a very white sounding country name. I was gonna say, like, can we think of a whiter country name?
No, I think they have a great point. I think Chad is the whitest country name. The irony.
I feel like Norway sounds pretty white.
It's just like the name Chad is just like the whitest of names.
Okay,
it's so funny. It's very bro-y. It's very like the gym bro Chad.
I do feel like there's a lot of country names that we could use later on when we're talking about the gray area.
The gray zone.
The gray zone, I think there's a lot of countries that we could incorporate those names into the gray zone instead, such as Djibouti, famously a good one. So maybe we can table that and discuss later. We can table rock Pilates that in South Africa for later.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Anthony comments, oh, the irony. And we kind of move on. We get to see Helen, who I've been loving more and more. I think Helen's like a very funny character. She's kind of like a bit of an older woman who like doesn't give a shit, who was like wild in her younger days and who was just like saying random shit, doing what she wants to do. And she has gotten a gift from her stepson, Paul, who gives her a Fitbit. And so now she has to get 10,000 steps a day. So she's like jogging on the spot, trying to figure out ways to get her steps in to make her stepson happy, which I thought was very sweet.
Yeah, I really hope we get to meet Paul.
That would be random.
I've been loving Helen's content, though. I do feel like she is just like the perfect kind of surly older lady character. Yeah, this whole thing with the Fitbit is so relatable. I feel like every child has bought their parent or, sibling or someone a Fitbit to be like, hey, you need to get your steps in. So good for her for getting that cardio in. Proud of you, Helen.
For that like 5 seconds when I was along with everyone else being like, oh, we're all going to be like 10,000 step a day baddies. I'm like, okay, you don't count because you're like an insane runner. 10,000 steps a day is kind of a lot. Like you actually have to like very intentionally go out there and try hard. That's how I felt about it as someone who doesn't live in a very walkable area. I kind of have to drive everywhere. So it's like, if I want to get that, I have to be on the treadmill every day for like an extended period of time. Or like, even if you go do a 5K run, like that is not 10,000 steps. So it's like, you have to do more than a 5K. And when you have to intentionally go and do it, like if you live in New York and you're walking everywhere, I think it's very different. So I just remember when I was like, oh, you know what, Helen, it's okay. That was kind of hard when I also briefly tried to do it.
Hey, if it wasn't hard, everyone would be doing it and then it wouldn't be a goal, right? But
oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I live in the city, so I feel like it's easier when you live in the city because like I do walk quite a bit. Like I think on like a normal day when I'm going into the office, I think I'm usually around like 7,500, 8,000, and that's like without trying to add any extra walking. Like that's just from my normal commute.
Yeah, where I live, like I would have to make an effort to go. Like everywhere I go, I drive, and then like I walk around a little bit at work, but like I have to be intentionally trying to walk. Like there's nowhere I would need to walk to or would be reasonable for me to walk to.
Yeah. Okay, it's client cookout day, which we learn is an annual luncheon to thank retailers and kind of everyone involved in Rockin Grandmas to thank them for their support. And this is where Dougie Jr. is going to be addressing all of the clients for the first time. He says he's cooking up something special, but he's not going to share what it is. Were you expecting him to cook up a hot sauce?
Yeah, I think so. Like it does seem like what it's all about. Now, at the time, I didn't realize that it was such a big event that they were going to have all these clients showing up. I thought that it was just kind of for the staff who were there on the retreat. So later on in the episode, I was actually pleasantly surprised by what a function it ended up being. And it also, because we see shortly that we have to take a detour to do a sexual harassment seminar because someone who we very quickly discover is Jimmy submits a complaint that he's very uncomfortable about the proposal from Kevy. And so they have to host an emergency seminar to make sure everyone is okay. But to have it on this big event day, I thought was very surprising. After seeing how many people showed up, I was like, oh, they should have done the seminar another day. The fact that Dougie is trying to sneak out the whole time at first, I was like, oh, that's a little unprofessional. But I'm like, actually, he's the only one who's actually trying to set up for this big event. Everyone else needs to like table this.
He has a lot riding on this.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why he would want to sneak out. He's got to make sure that the the stage is 3.5 inches tall, just like he wants. He's got to make sure that his animatronic grandma is working the way that he wants. It was working. It was working.
It was working over time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, okay, let's discuss quickly like the Jimmy filing the anonymous complaint. Did this feel warranted by Jimmy?
No, this didn't affect Jimmy at all. Jimmy, and it's been days, and why would he care? Remember what Helen was saying, like, Jimmy the ally. Like, he was very quick to be like, it was me. I was the anonymous complaint. He should have just submitted it with his name on it, because I think he just wanted credit for being a good guy by saying, oh, we should all make sure that Amy is okay and that this situation doesn't happen again, because it was uncomfy in the workplace. But if anything, if Amy didn't want this seminar, it doesn't really make sense.
I'm just like, we already had Jimmy, trying to figure out if he should be forwarding this slightly sexual in nature chainmail in episode 1. So I just feel like this is a bit of a switch up.
Well, maybe
being unsure about sexual harassment to then being like, this is for sure sexual harassment, like Jimmy.
If he had forwarded that email, would they have the Malibu realtors hanging over their heads? Or because he didn't send it, it's now the curse of the Malibu realtors.
Oh my God, you're so right. It might be. We might be. This might be another curse situation. Oh my gosh. Has anyone found any chicken anywhere that it shouldn't be?
Sorry, Mars is on the table, and it turns out I don't eat these chips that much because the chips I had in the last episode are still here. And Mars is just like playing with the bag.
Oh no. She's hungry. She's hungry to learn about sexual harassment in the workplace.
So hungry.
We meet Terry. We have a new seminar leader coming in. Were you upset it wasn't Lisa Gilroy in like a costume?
Of course. Yeah, I wish it was Christine singing again, just being like, and this time we're learning about sexual harassment. I think it would have been so much funnier if it was Lisa Gilroy again. I think include her as many times as humanly possible.
And see if Anthony notices.
Why isn't she Anthony?
Man, a good question for next season. But
can we trick Lisa Gilroy?
Probably not.
Probably not.
We see Anthony jump in. He explains the entire incident to everyone, including Terry.
Okay, can we focus on that a little bit? Because that's crazy that they would ask Anthony to explain the incident, who is just got there. Like when he's like, I guess I'm technically a part of HR.
Yeah, that was incredible. He's like, I guess died. It's me. Like,
yeah. Like the fact that Doug was sitting there and didn't explain. He was just like, okay, this temp who we hired 2 days ago, who was like HR's personal assistant, like he's HR now.
Well, I guess crazy. Doug wasn't there when the proposal went down.
But he's heard about it.
Know. Yeah, he's heard about it.
Has he not been fully filled in? He talked to Kevin's mother.
He did talk to Kevin's mother.
She must have broken it down.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder what Kevin told his mother too.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep expecting Kevin to pop back up. Like he must be back very soon.
I hope
it would be crazy to have him set up in such a strong way and be such an important character in the first episode and be the reason that Anthony's there for him to just fully leave for the rest of the week. Like he must come back soon.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we hear the whole thing being explained, and then Jimmy basically is like, I'm the one who made the complaint. We have Claire talking about bones again, because apparently in the episode that they had watched the night before, there's a boss who makes 2 coworkers kiss because he wants one of them to do a favor for him. They're not dating, but they have really good chemistry as well.
And they swap gum in their mouth.
Disgusting.
That was very important. Now, the other thing is Amy wants to be very clear that she did not file this complaint. Yes. And if anything, she wishes she could file a compliment. And I was just wondering, is getting proposed to by like a coworker that you're not dating, is that a compliment? Like, I think so. Right?
I feel like if he hadn't started the proposal with like, and we both said if we weren't like dating someone else by the time we were 40, we would just get married. Like, I feel like that was not a good opener. I think Kevy should have edited his little speech a bit.
I do think it's important to mention that though. Like, kind of his reasoning, like, hey, this was both of our idea. He should have had a private conversation and asked her on a date. Like, he should have had a private conversation where he mentioned that and been like, hey, I'm actually so happy that this happened. And I was really hoping so. And I really think we would be compatible and like go on a real little date. Cause I kind of feel like she might have said yes.
Yeah, that would be like the normal thing to do for sure. But, like, I do think getting proposed to is a compliment. Like, I feel like there's no other way to take it. It's a huge compliment.
Yeah. It has to be.
Even being fake proposed to, I feel like is a compliment.
Yeah, it might be the biggest compliment, someone proposing to you. Like, is there any higher compliment than I want to spend the rest of my life with you? I like you that much. Like, I want to see you every day.
Pretty big. Is the biggest flex turning down someone proposing to you?
Well, she was able to cross off her bucket list item. She stood up for herself by saying no. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's why she thinks she can cross it off.
I don't even think it's standing up for yourself, but I do feel like it's like a flex to be like, someone proposed to me and I said no. It's like, whoa.
I think it's a crazy situation to end up in. Like where, and I guess as someone who like, yeah, I can probably say with certainty that I will never propose to someone. So it's on whoever else it may be. It's on them. But so I do get that I will never have that kind of pressure, but like it had to have been a conversation at some point. So the fact that people get turned down because you're not on the same page before, like you should be pretty confident in their answer.
You gotta be
at least
certain.
What percentage do you have to be sure? Like a 90?
At least 90.
What's the lowest percentage you should be sure that it's still acceptable to propose? Like it's worth the risk.
Ooh.
What's the lowest number we're willing to go?
Maybe 75. If you're like, I think if you're someone who just is kind of a free spirit type or a celebrity maybe where it's kind of just like expected that you might
celebrities can just propose.
Well, I feel like celebrities
for no reason.
Like I feel like celebrities, maybe just because we hear about them, I feel like you're always hearing about celebrities like proposing to people or like breaking off engagements or like getting divorced a billion times, like Ben and Jen, like they're together, they're broken up, they're back together, like all of this kind of thing. I feel like it's more common, you know?
So it's because they have lots of money. So buying an engagement ring isn't like a big life purchase that you're saving up for. And it's like a really big deal to give to someone. For them, it's like pennies. It's like, oh, I'm buying this gorgeous engagement ring. And then also there's no risk to throwing a wedding. Like, again, it's not like your life savings or like it's not this huge. And they can make it really expensive, but it's like still very affordable. And then again, a lot of people stay in marriages too long because financially it's very difficult to separate. So I think it's just like when you have a lot of money, you can just like, yeah, let's propose. Let's have a big party. Like I'm so in love and like can do what I want.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I do feel like someday we need to discuss like our hear me out cakes or our hear me out people.
Oh my gosh, I feel like me at the moment is just okay. I did read somewhere that Ben Affleck is real life Archie because he keeps going back and forth between like diva Jen, who's like very glamorous, and like the girl next door, Jennifer, and it's just like very Betty and Veronica in real life. So like I saw a TikTok or something where someone's like, nobody understands Archie more than Ben Affleck. And I was like, oh, fair.
He's like, definitely, I don't think it's a hear me out, I guess. I feel like there's people who are into Ben Affleck, but He's definitely
he
on
has
my
the
like
full
I'm
back tattoo.
I know it's a lot. I'm
That's
he's
a
on
no.
my I'm embarrassed about it, but like
Okay.
also
I
have
mean,
you
as
seen
long
the videos?
as you like, you should be, but like that's okay. That's part of the hear me out cake, right?
Yeah, have you heard him speaking Spanish?
No.
Oh, it's very sexy.
Is it rough? Oh.
No, it's very sexy. It's like crazy.
When did you see that? Are you Googling
every
it?
day of my life
Every
on TikTok.
day. I've never seen this once. I also didn't know he was good at speaking Spanish.
Yeah, he's fluent in Spanish.
Didn't know.
I'm sorry. Now everyone knows.
Well, if it's that wonderful on the ears, what a gift you've given the people.
Everyone's gonna be
what
like,
a gift.
Why are we talking about this? Okay, we gotta get into the gray area. Not
we gotta skip
not
over
physically, not physically, but we need to discuss it.
Okay.
So we have Terry. She's going through a lot of content, and she brings up a slide. I don't even exactly remember the context of it, but it's talking about the gray area of is this sexual harassment or not? And Jimmy points out that the gray area is another word for the taint. Have you ever heard this ever in your life?
No. I don't know if this is. I also didn't Google to check if this is like a common phrase. Like, do other people know this, or they just made it up for the show? It looks like you're Googling right now.
I'm Googling right now, but I did ask Colin, and he did say that that is a thing, but I'm like, are you sure? Like, he was like, I've heard that before.
Did he, though?
I'm looking
I trust
right now.
that man completely, though.
I am looking right now, and I even said the gray area Urban Dictionary. Okay, sorry, it's called the gray zone. Okay, so it is on Urban Dictionary as the gray zone. But yeah, I had never heard this in my life. I feel like there's a lot of better names for this area. Limbo, Purgatory were the two that I had.
Yeah, when you were like, what's a better name? I had to really think. I came up with the Narrows just because there's like a bridge near my house that's like separates the two big like bodies of water in the area called the Narrows. And I was like, oh, bridging the spaces. So
it's perfect.
It made me think of that. And I feel like it's a little classy. Like, it kind of sounds dainty. Like, yeah,
maybe
even
like the golden
to the Narrows.
Oh, the Golden Gate, if we want to like go on with the bridges.
Yeah. Like, I think you could like really glamorize it, like make it a desirable place to go, rebrand it. Is it a place people want to be? I don't know.
Maybe, I feel like
maybe now.
Like, if we're going positive, I feel like the Narrows is like classy. That's good branding. I think if we want to go negative, like, I don't know,
Purgatory,
the Berlin Wall, like,
yeah. I guess we have to figure out if this is a place, like, if it's a desirable destination. Like, would the Malibu realtors want to be sent there on paid leave?
Oh, they're definitely going there. They're there. They're hanging out there.
They're hanging out in Malibu. Should we just call it Malibu?
Malibu could be good. Yeah. Do we think that there's some good property to be bought in the gray zone?
Yeah, I think that it's like a spot that like maybe you should tan.
Oh, wasn't there a celebrity who was talking about how she like lies in her backyard and tans her ass naked, or tans her?
That was a big thing where people were sunning their behinds,
and
like you really had to expose it to the sunshine, and it was supposed to, like, I don't know, make you feel good. I never
Change
did
your
it.
Life?
If it really changed people's lives, I never tried it. And maybe like everyone in the world could have been happy, and they had found the solution. And it just like looks silly, so a bunch of us didn't give it a go.
That's so sad. Maybe we should be trying it. I have a backyard now. It's mostly
how high are your fences?
Pretty high.
If you're willing to try, please come and report back, because I don't think I'm willing to try. My backyard also does not have a fence. My neighbors would see. Yeah.
Okay, but I guess we don't want to talk about your neighbor, but Meg has a very colorful neighbor that we won't discuss on the pod, but I've never seen this man wear a shirt ever.
No, he likes to stand on his deck, like with his shirt off many, many mornings. And he like has a big DJ set, but like he's just DJing for himself. So it'll be like sometimes a weeknight at like 2 a.m. where the music's really loud and I can hear it in my bedroom. And he's like convinced I can't hear it. But like I know that no one's at his house. It's like either just him by himself or it's him and his girlfriend. But he'll just like, he has this big DJ set up and he just wants to play music really loud on a weeknight. And if I ever message him, like, which I pretty much don't, like I'll just go to the guest room. But like the 2 times I ever messaged him, I was just like, oh, like, do you mind just keeping it down a little bit? And I'll wait until the last possible second until it's like, okay, now I'm actually trying to get to bed. So I'm not messaging anyone at 8 p.m. or anything. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm trying to sleep. But I just think it's also very funny. Like, I don't know. As long as like my guest room's available, I don't care that much because I'll just move. But I do think it's like a very funny thing to picture. And it feels very Dougie, actually, to just have like a personal DJ station in your house where like no one's listening other than your poor
Dougie.
Neighbor.
Oh, it sounds so sad too. Just like DJing by
now
yourself.
I feel a little bad for him, but maybe he's just like really ramping up those skills for when people do come over. He can like surprise and wow them.
He's fine. He's fine. Like, he'll be okay.
Yeah, maybe it's his passion. It's his hobby.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't.
I just
even
wish
care
his hobby
if he's
was
good or
like
bad.
A little quieter. I don't think it's good, but what do I know? Not much. It just feels like really the same strong bass beat over and over and over again. But maybe that's what the people love.
Well, if we had been sent to Miami on a paid administrative leave from our jobs, we would probably know, but we haven't been yet. As of yet, there's still time. But when that happens, we'll go to the clubs in Miami and find out.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
Deal.
So, okay, something else I found really funny. What did Dougie say when he got in there? Oh, I found this episode as well that people just are getting like a little bit more inappropriate at work. Like they're just speaking their mind a little bit more. A few swear words are getting thrown out there. Things are like it's like a slow start, but things are getting a little bit more or less professional. Like people are getting a little bit comfier. Now, Dougie, who again is like this company's new CEO, says out loud at the sexual harassment seminar that the sexual harassment seminar can gargle his ball sack. He just says it out loud, which is like very funny, but also it's like, maybe we shouldn't say that. And then just get up and leave and go do a mic check.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I feel like it does feel a little like Anthony's going to catch on at some point.
I don't know. Because why would you ever assume you're being filmed for a TV show? I think you'd have to have an incredible ego to assume that of yourself, to be like, wow, I'm probably the star of a TV show right now. This must be a prank.
Oh my God, but gargle my ballsack is so perfectly Dougie. It's such a perfect line.
It's very funny, but I also think Dougie is very justified in leaving the seminar to set up for this massive event. Like I feel like he could have just said that he has to set up, like that they need to take the time to do this seminar, but someone needs to step out and make sure all the sound is up, and he could just walk out. Yeah. I think the gargling my ballsack bit was a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah, he could have been a little more professional, but I think he's a little anxious too. Like we see when he goes out to do the sound check and everything, he like can't even like do it. Like he does it and then he like has to get Anthony to do it too so he can go like hear it from the other location. So I feel like he's a little anxious about the whole thing.
The sound check was so funny.
I know. I'm obsessed with it. It's yeah. Do we want to talk about it now? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, bumblebee, testing all day long. I hope you like my testing song.
Okay, incredible song. We'll use in the future when I'm testing a mic sans accent.
I was going to say, will you put on the accent?
I won't. But I do think it's a very fun little jingle to test your mic. I love it.
Yeah. I feel like Dougie is such a Toronto man. It's like kind of crazy.
He's giving Toronto for you?
Well,
where's the actor from?
He's
definitely not Toronto.
He's not from Toronto.
Lisa Gilroy, Canadian.
Yeah, but you know about like Toronto mans, right?
Okay. Yeah. Can I tell you the one thing like I strongly think when I hear Toronto man, I just think of man with short, like his pants are a little too short.
Okay.
And he's not wearing socks, or he's got the no-show socks.
Okay, I feel like you're picturing like more of like a finance
My
guy.
neighbor.
You're picturing like a
Yes.
finance man. Toronto man's is different. Toronto man's is like a guy who has almost like a Jamaican accent, but like sometimes they're also white. They say like man dem fam, like mans, waistute, you know, like these kinds of things. This is like Toronto man's.
I have not met that man.
I feel like it's more like younger. Like this was definitely more of a thing for me in like high school, and like now even I'll like see people in high school and I'm like, that's a Toronto man's. But it is like a very specific thing. If anyone listening is familiar with the Toronto man's, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But as soon as Dougie put on that Jamaican accent, I was like, that's a Toronto man's.
Incredible.
He's like Wagwan for sure.
The second funniest part is when he makes Anthony do the mic check as well so he can hear it, and then Anthony puts on the accent as well. I thought that was really funny.
Anthony putting on the accent's perfect.
The little bonding boys.
Funnier.
It did make it pretty hilarious.
I was like, did he mean to do it, or did he feel like he had to because like Dougie did it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely because Dougie did it. Like, imagine Dougie didn't do the accent and then Anthony did one. That would have also been funny.
That would have been good. Yeah, that would have made more sense. I mean, but then we already know Dougie's been in Jamaica, all these things.
Yeah.
Okay, so back at the sexual harassment seminar, we have the whole crew and they're learning about sexual harassment. The gray area keeps coming up, so Terry suggested they come up with a safe word, and they have a lot of issues with a lot of the words that they try and come up with. Banana, hairdryer, bongo is the breast of the percussion section apparently. Paprika is too common to talk about when they work for a hot sauce company, and then they land on porcupine, which was suggested by Claire. Do we need a safe word for the podcast?
Yeah, I was trying to think of one, and like at Wonderland, David would always say triple tweet when like something was going off the rails. So I feel like triple tweet works.
Triple tweet's
unless you need it related to one of these shows, which might make more sense. But I feel like in our life, like triple tweet.
Yeah, triple tweet.
Like you're sounding the alarm, but you're not like letting everyone else know about it.
Yeah, it's like we gotta get out of here.
There's a situation, but also we had actual whistles at the time. So
yeah.
It would be weirder if we pulled out a whistle or if we just said triple tweet in the middle of a conversation. But I think that's part of the fun. And like, how would you incorporate porcupine into a sentence? Like if I just said something that was super inappropriate, like would you just yell porcupine? Or do you have to fit it into a sentence?
Well, I think like in a safe word situation, you're usually just like, say it, right? Because it's usually...
But then wouldn't you just say no or stop that? Like, isn't the point of a safe word it's a little bit hidden?
I guess. I feel like it's usually more, I don't know. I'm thinking like in terms of like a sexy time situation where it's like, oh my God, but if you're like role playing or something, and then people are like, I thought the no was part of the role play, but like you would never think the porcupine was unless, I don't know.
Unless it's a woodland scenario.
But I assume that they would just like yell porcupine.
Really because loud. A little bit later on when someone said something, they all just started yelling porcupine, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Bongo, the breast of the percussion section, is so funny too.
I've never thought of it that way. I was like, wow, this is really changing my perspective on things.
The percussion section, sexier than we ever knew.
Yeah, I'm like, not the butt. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like it could also be the ass of the percussion section.
I think you're more right.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like you're more likely to play the butt bongos than the boobie bongos.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a little out of pocket to start playing some boob bongos, but for whatever reason, ass bongos seem a little bit like it seems more acceptable, no?
Yeah, I feel like it's like
I would be way less weirded out. Yeah, I'd be way less weirded out.
If I just started playing your ass like bongos versus
way less weirded out. Whereas if you started doing that, yeah, you're so right, Jimmy. Get it together,
Jimmy.
Yeah,
I know you're straight, and you. What is it? And
but you're an ally.
But you're an ally. But yeah, you need to be thinking. Mm-hmm. You just need to be thinking even more. Like, I just feel like you need to expand your mind even more. We get a great quote. In the end, we'll remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Said by the goat.
Probably said by a strong woman.
Yeah, Jimmy thinks probably said by a strong woman. They refer to Dr. King as the Tom Brady of civil rights, too.
Honestly, sick. Okay. I do want to start incorporating probably said by a strong woman just more in my life.
Probably a woman.
That's kind of sick. Probably a strong woman.
I feel like I was shocked when he said the Tom Brady of civil rights, because in my experience with men, usually they're like more likely to bring up LeBron than Tom Brady. And not to get like really deep into this, but like they're supposed to be in California, I believe.
Look, we workshopped the booby bongos. We corrected it. Feel free to correct this. I'm not the sports person, so yeah. I cannot assist, but like I believe you. I believe all women, Kelly.
Said by a strong woman. I'm just like, why are we bringing up Tom Brady, who like is famously a New England guy? Versus like, why are we not bringing up LeBron, who is also very famous and was like most famously on the Lakers? I'm just saying.
I believe you. I think they should have gone with the other guy that you said. I feel like the only sports thing I ever hear is like Colby, which is sick.
Colby?
No, Kobe.
Oh, Kobe. I thought you said Colby. I was like, Colby, like the cheese.
The cheese.
Hey, I was watching a TikTok and like literally it was two people talking about heated rivalry, and it was a guy who I assume was probably straight based on what he talked about next. But he was like, yeah, I was watching the show and I was really enjoying it and all these things, but like in the back of my mind I just kept thinking, what would the implications of heated rivalry happening in real life be on LeBron James and his NBA career?
I like that the people are still talking about it, because it's like, where would you rank this as, like, was it your favorite show of the year?
Probably up there, I would say. I mean, I didn't watch too many new shows this year. I did love Industry, the latest season, which I feel like I've talked about a million times. The latest season is insane and very good too. But yeah, I mean, heated rivalry, I don't know. If you haven't checked it out, like, I don't know how much more I can tell you other than you should definitely be watching it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but maybe one day. Maybe one day.
I very rarely, I feel like, have such a like an intense like actual real-time reaction to a show. Like, I feel like when I was watching it, things would happen and I would like actually like scream.
Just like this show.
Just like this show.
Just like this show, which is your favorite show of the year.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll check in at the end.
We'll have to see how they land
rankings.
How they land the plane.
Yeah. So after we get our mic testing, we cut back to the sexual harassment seminar, which I thought was really funny, that Claire needs to get a mug from high up, and she asked 2 coworkers to lift her up, and they call her heavy, which I don't know in what situation a mug is high up and you don't ask one coworker to reach it for you who's taller. But then when they were breaking down the scenario, I thought it was very funny that the instructor was asking, and they were like, who was the harasser? And everyone raised their hand. And who was the victim? And everyone raised their hand. I was like, they're learning a lot at this seminar. And then Dougie, we cut back to them, him and Anthony, and we learn that he unveils the secret he's been working on. It's Project Unicorn, and it's the first new sauce in 15 years. And it's Dougie's take on a jerk seasoning, which I do think is very on brand for Dougie. I think it fits with his journey and his band and his love of Jamaica. So I think that that's all very fun. I think it is surprising that they hadn't come out with a new hot sauce in 15 years.
Yeah.
Because they said that they have this like bake-off type show where they invite all the clients to it. And they have this big cook-off. And is it not for the new hot sauce lineup? Like, I don't know. Have you just been serving them the same thing every year?
Yeah. It's a little random. I don't know why it had to be in 15 years. Just say like, oh, we haven't done one in like 5 years or something even. Mm-hmm. Especially, I feel like hot sauce has gotten so much more popular like recently in like the past 5 to 10 years.
I think last episode we were talking about like hot sauce versus ketchup a little bit. So I've been thinking more about it when I've been using ketchup and when I've been using hot sauce. And I do eat a lot of hot sauce. I do eat it far more than ketchup. Yeah.
Yeah. But ketchup is, I really love ketchup. Anyway, I would want to try the Jamaican jerk hot sauce. Anthony rates it an 8.5 out of 10, which I feel is pretty generous.
Also unsolicited. Like, no one asked him to rank. I thought that that was really funny of Anthony to like throw out a ranking when he could have just said like, this was really delicious. I thought that was really good. Also, sorry, I did just think of something. Is Chicken Shop Date not a ketchup show? A ketchup chicken show? She puts ketchup on all of her chicken nuggets. Is that not the ketchup interview show?
I mean, I think that's more the chicken interview show because like people yell chicken shop at her, right?
Yeah, she also like doesn't like that much sauce on it. It's just like a little bit.
Yeah. I do love Amelia though, famously. I think
she's incredible.
Talked many times about how we love Chicken Shop.
Yeah, to no one's benefit. Like it's just a conversation we have constantly. Yeah.
This super underground show, you may not have heard of Chicken Shop Date. It's like so transgressive. No one's doing it.
Yeah. I feel like I tried to insert, and it's changed over time, but the Chicken Shop Date with Andrew Garfield was like my world.
Yeah.
For like quite a few months. I was just like, my whole personality is like this one Chicken Shop Date episode. I'm like, it's so incredible. And I'm just like such a smitten little kitten watching it. It was my heated rivalry.
It was. I mean, it was a big deal when it came out too. It's crazy that they didn't actually get together, but
don't even get me started. But it's fine.
Men
I'll get over it one day.
Disappoint you if you let them.
They always disappoint you. I'll get over it one day, just not today. Actually, I did see someone comment on social media, and I could not have agreed more. Like, whoever the casting department is for this show needs to start a dating service. Like, talk about the 2 most incredible, kind, wholesome, funny men you could find.
Yeah.
Like, more, please. Continue casting. Make them accessible, thank you. Like, I was like, you're right. This casting department really is finding the sweeties.
Yeah, like, they do a great job here.
Yeah, I do think that them starting like the sweet boy Tinder would be very fun. Although I guess like you would have to self-identify as a knight. Like, would you have to go through casting? How do we logistically make this happen?
Yeah, maybe it's like a personality test mixed with like a birth chart, mixed with like you need references from you know, a bunch of people, not like parents. They can't be related to you. Maybe it has to be like former lovers.
Your parents always calling you just a sweet, nice boy.
I feel like, you know, sometimes I don't want to be rude, but I think there's some parents who be letting their kids get away with some things that let's just
there's
say
some parents that be kissing their kids on the mouth.
oh my god, we'll get to that. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, uncalled for. But anyway, if they could start that dating app, that would be lovely. I think it would help a lot of people. Yeah. So we pop back and Kate has told everyone that you got to dress to impress. This is like important. The event where, you know, showing up well dressed shows that you care about your company, shows you care about your clients. So we get a little fashion montage and we see what everyone's wearing, which I love.
Yeah. Yeah, the fashion's playing a big part this time. I feel like last season the biggest fashion thing was the chair pants. But yes, this season 100%. We have a little bit, it's a little less functional. Except for in Claire's case, who is in like a full UV protection outfit with her umbrella hat.
The thing that confused me a little bit about them deciding that she's like super worried about the sun is like this whole, I think if they had it that she arrived from episode 1, like really covered, like big sunglasses, covered in sunblock, was very worried about the sun. Like that's one thing, but to have her just like all of a sudden decide like she needs to wear a little umbrella and gloves up to her arms because like no sun can touch her at all. Because there are other scenes that she's been outside, right? I feel like she's been outside. When they were doing the room checks, they were outside walking around. When they talked about the time capsule, I think that a bunch of them were outside. Like she has been outside before. So I just think they should have been doing this from day one. Like when she showed up and they all met outside for drinks, like if she was going to be super worried about the sun, like now's the time. Or it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like you make a good point about the glasses. Like she's not really wearing sunglasses, which I feel like is like the number one easiest UV protection.
Yeah.
I think when we met her at the beginning, she was talking about how she like needed all the bug spray and like didn't like being outside, but it wasn't specifically sun related as aggressively as this whole outfit that she has is. Should we talk about PJ's full jean outfit as well? It's very Britney and Justin MTV Movie Awards, I think.
Yeah, it's very fun, very out there. Like you would stand out, but I kind of like that everyone has these like fun little unique moments to talk about their personalities and how the fashion goes with that. Like PJ's super out there outfit goes with his personality. We see that Amy is not allowed to wear more than 2 patterns and it's killing her because she loves a pattern, but she does listen. And I just thought that it was such a fun little moment. I wish that we had more fashion montages, and I hope that we have more in the future.
Yeah, I hope we get more opportunities to see people's personality through what they're wearing. Because, I mean, especially PJ's fit, like it went so hard, and we barely got to see it. Like I feel like we didn't even get like a full bod shot of PJ and his jean outfit.
Yeah, they should have held on him for a little bit longer. We see Steve is being super positive and supportive. So far, Steve has just been like an incredibly nice guy and has just been very encouraging of anything that's been going on. He's wearing like a pretty normal outfit, but nothing out there, nothing too big and bold, maybe like PJ. We have our marketing lady dressed perfectly for the occasion. Other than that, like everyone's just, it's nothing like too big that stands out. PJ was kind of like the main star of this fashion montage.
Classic PJ.
Oh, one other thing. Doug had on like this Papa Bear apron that I thought was the cutest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah. It makes me sad that Doug and Dougie aren't actually related. Every time.
Thank goodness.
I mean, I know that kissing on the mouth is bothersome, but like this part is so cute where they're like, I don't know. We'll talk about, I guess, the whole screw up and everything, but I feel like it was very nice. I think I just have daddy issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, a father being so like supportive of his son is so nice. This is crazy.
We're like, we can't relate over here.
I've never seen that before. So Dougie comes out. He has intro music. There's lights. He has like a fog and light cannon. And
okay, all this just makes me like double down on the fact that Dougie did not need to be in the sexual harassment seminar. We needed more people out here doing stuff. There was a lot to get done.
Yeah. He was like, he really wanted to make this a big coming out party for himself, not the same way that Claire was coming out and Jimmy needed to wear the shirt for. But yeah, he comes out. He talks about the future. He says he also needs to talk about the past in order to do that. And he shows a video of the Rockin Grandma, which I thought was so cool.
Very cute.
I was a little confused on the timeline because like he's like, oh, this is my great grandma. And I was like, when is this video from? Because it like, I'm like, when did like video cameras start being ubiquitous in people's house? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. We don't need to think too hard about it. But I was I was thinking too hard about it when I was watching it.
Okay. And then in the same vein as like, I don't know what I'm talking about, I feel like at one moment she was like rubbing the guitar on the tree to make noise. And I was like, that's not possible. But Rockin Grandma was rocking out. Doug was like emotional. He's like, that's my grandma. Like so excited that they had gotten the video. I'm shocked that that video hadn't been used in advertisements a bunch already. Being like, look at our little homegrown family company, back to our roots so long ago when like cameras had a bunch of static in them and looked old timey.
Yeah, it was very nice. I wonder if it's just because Doug, you know, he's an old school guy. Maybe he doesn't know about like video digitization or whatever yet. He doesn't realize this technology exists.
Yeah, but we get a very enthusiastic Dougie. After his video, he starts talking about his band, which I feel like he should have just played some music from his band. And then he disappointingly asks the crowd if they've ever heard of him and his band, and does not get a response, unfortunately.
It's a tough watch when he doesn't get a response. Also, he describes them as ska meets EDM, and I'm like very curious what that could possibly sound like. Maybe we can ask your neighbor next time I'm over. I'll be like, hey, I know you're a DJ. Could you tell me a bit about ska mixed with EDM?
Can you hit me with some ska EDM classics at 2 a.m. this Wednesday?
Perfect. From the Jive Prophets, you might have heard of them, but maybe not.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But yeah, so he unveils the sauce. It's the Jamaican jerk sauce from Rockin Grandma's. Dougie's very aggressive. He wants everyone to have his sauce inside of them. Everyone's like really excited. And then, you know, the shit really hits the fan when it becomes clear that there's a problem with the graphic design of the bottle. So the bottle reads Jamaican jerk off sauce rather than it'll rock your socks off. And then when Dougie turns on this animatronic grandma that he has made, it looks like she's jerking off the guitar, unfortunately.
What is the most unfortunate part? Because, okay, we also learn a little bit later that the recipe of the sauce blatantly just has some Taco Bell poured into it, which you cannot do. So the label, the actual sauce, and then the grandma jerking off the guitar, like, which of these mistakes would you say is the worst?
Definitely like the Taco Bell part, because like they blatantly can't sell the sauce. I would say is definitely the worst by far.
Can you not look up kind of a dupe recipe and then just start making it like with a bit of a twist with your own ingredients? Or how many bottles of this have been created?
I guess that's the real question. Yeah. How many bottles have already been made? But in my mind, like you have to redevelop the whole recipe now.
Yeah.
He probably already ordered so much Taco Bell sauce to be making larger quantities of the Jamaican jerk sauce.
Should he give some to Major Marge for the Cool Ranch Doritos incident?
Maybe. Yeah, she could just give out Taco Bell hot sauce to everyone who comes through in a luxury gift basket, perhaps. Yeah, and then I would say the labeling issue, and then the jerking grandma, because I feel like the jerking grandma is like, whatever, just like don't use that prop again.
And if nothing else had been wrong, like if the label didn't have that misprint, or it was more so that the spacing really wasn't great, maybe you wouldn't think of that.
Yeah,
like you would just think, oh, this grandma's really rocking out.
Yeah, it's the combination. But we've both worked in like design
labels. We've both blatantly designed labels.
We have both blatantly designed labels. I'm like, did Dougie do this himself? Like, how did this happen? Who's the graphic designer? We've never met them.
Yeah, this would be very difficult to make happen without anyone noticing.
Yeah.
But maybe Dougie was trying to do this on his own. I don't know how. I mean, it's very funny. Anthony is very supportive. Good guy Anthony has been very kind. I also just want to mention that when they were unveiling the sauce, like Anthony and Dougie did the cutest little dance, which I thought was very wholesome. Steve and PJ run up to tell Dougie about the misprint, and everyone starts yelling porcupine, which I thought was really funny. It's a good callback. But yeah, it's not great. As you mentioned, Doug comes in and is very supportive. So we love to see that for Dougie. He kind of tries to put everything into perspective of like, look, it's just a label. We'll get it reprinted. That's not the sauce. The sauce is really delicious. I'm really proud. Mistakes happen. It helps you grow as a person. And, you know, then when we learn a little later on that the actual content is also a problem, things get a little bit more heated. But he was very kind and supportive at the beginning.
Yeah. The support was palpable from Anthony and from Dougie, or from Doug.
And from Doug and Dougie's lips to each other.
Ugh. Yeah.
They need to stop that. Doug almost went back in for a second one.
It did seem like there was going to be a double kiss for a minute. I was shocked. But yeah, this is when we learn, after, you know, it's kind of simmered down, everyone's calmed down. We learn that Dougie, when people are asking afterwards, like, oh, how did you make the sauce? What's in it? He says, you know, he used some Taco Bell hot sauce in the recipe, very casually, not realizing that this is a big problem.
He says it's the Bell bump. So that's kind of, I thought it was fun. I don't know if that's a real thing that people are saying or doing, but
I don't think so. But I do love Taco Bell. I'm like, I think on the record as like a Taco Bell lover.
The one time that, like, I haven't had Taco Bell very many times, but you brought me to Taco Bell once and picked my order, and it was so delicious and incredible. And I think I went one other time and was like trying to remember what you had picked out and asked for one sub that I was pretty sure you made. And they were like, oh, that's not an option. And then I just gave up. So if I go back to Taco Bell, I just need you to be there, or I need you to text me what to say to them.
It's really annoying because in Canada, it's like different than in the US. We have like different stuff. So like in the US,
that's probably why.
Yeah, you can get like different items. And like, I feel like, you got to go Crunchwrap Supreme, but you got to go al fresco. You got to get, you know, the tomatoes in there. You got to add the spicy potatoes in there.
Yeah, I was trying to sub for spicy potatoes somewhere, and they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do anymore. Just give me some fries or something.
Yeah, they like don't have it here. It's very sad.
Okay, that explains a lot. It's the only time I ever tried, but yeah.
We'll go back together. We'll go on a romantic Miami vacation. Eat some Taco Bell.
We'll do the Bell bump.
The Bell bump. There's actually a very famous Taco Bell. If anyone's ever driving from San Francisco to LA, there's like a very famous one on the ocean, and it's like the most beautiful Taco Bell in the whole world, and people do weddings there. So if anyone's interested.
Don't they have a hotel? Isn't there like a Taco Bell hotel?
Oh,
or it was like at least a promo. A bunch of influencers at some point all went to this Taco Bell hotel. And I was like, is this real? Why is Taco Bell doing this?
Why not?
Fair.
Because they're so good. But yeah, so they're not going to be able to sell Dougie's hot sauce, which is very sad, or at least without making some changes. And we see the kind of conclusion of this part of the episode is basically just like Doug berating Dougie through the wall, and everyone's like, we gotta get out of here because it's an awkward situation.
Yeah, everyone can hear their conversation. And it's not going very well. A lot of things have gone wrong for Dougie today. Hopefully next episode he can redeem himself a little bit. But I thought that it was very respectful of the coworkers to all say, you know what, we shouldn't listen to this. Let's walk away. That was like big sweetie energy and not just like staying to listen. And then maybe one of my favorite parts of the episode. So we get a little like almost after the fact scene where we do a callback. You know, Helen doesn't want to have to keep walking anymore. She's tired, but she doesn't want to disappoint her stepson. She wants him to see that she's getting her 10,000 steps a day. And so Helen thinks, you know, we have this grandma whose arm can't stop, won't stop.
She's rocking, baby.
She's rocking, baby. So she gets Anthony and they go and they attach her Fitbit. So they strap it to Rockin Grandma's arm and turn it on, and they check and they see, you know what, we're getting those steps in. This is great. And then my favorite part of the episode, Helen, like they go to leave, Helen reaches out to hold Anthony's hand and they hold hands and they just run off together. I was like, cute. That is so cute and so fun. Like, I love that he's just willing to help out with any of these shenanigans. Like, that was really sweet. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, can't be said enough. Anthony's just such a nice guy. He's willing to like put up with all these random shenanigans. I think he has like 2 young kids, right?
Does he?
I'm pretty sure that he said that in one of the interviews that I read, like right before we started doing the podcast about this. But yeah, I feel like it kind of shows in the way that he's so willing to just kind of like do these silly little side quests. Meg's cats are really rocking tonight.
They're just like, they are big attention seekers. And like, if they hear me talking somewhere, they're like, oh, let's be together.
They're like, oh, what's up?
Yeah, she's like sitting on all the equipment. Come on over. Mm. And we're like at the end too. So
yeah. The next episode is called Accountability. So it seems like
we're comeuppance, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
do you think it's like accountability for Jimmy, or who do you think it's accountability? Who do you think is going to be the focus of accountability? Dougie with all these mistakes, Jimmy with like all of these photos that he needs to hide.
I think it's got to be Dougie because like I feel like he wasn't really in the preview. Like I feel like Dougie's crashing out.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a bad day for Dougie. Now, that being said, it might be an expensive thing to fix once we figure out how many bottles have been poured. But I do think all these things are solvable. Like, we can figure out the ingredients in Taco Bell hot sauce. We can make a dupe. And if anything, it seems like the jerk sauce maybe could have used a little bit more jerk flavoring. We can R&D this. The idea is great that they're adding a jerk sauce to their lineup. It seems to fit really well and that their customers were excited about it. Although they do have a lot of orders, but they needed to get the bottles reprinted anyway. So yeah. Is it not cheaper to just fully get new bottles? We'll see. Hopefully, Doug and Dougie will be smooching again and we'll work everything out.
I'm confident that they'll work this out. We can't have a sad ending to Jury Duty.
No, definitely not. They'll work it out.
I'm excited to see, I think how many episodes are left in this series? 3 more?
No, I think that there's more.
Okay. Because, I'm like, how are they going to wrap this all up? There was 8 episodes in season 1. So it's also 8 episodes.
Yeah, so we have 5 more. There's lots of time to solve all of the issues.
Yeah. All right. Well, shall we tell the people where to find us? Follow us all over the internet. At NathanForUsPodcast on TikTok. At NathanForUsPod on Instagram. NathanForUsPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. We are not Nathan Fielder. We are two Canadian women who talk about his shows sometimes.
And sometimes other shows.
And sometimes other shows. You can send us a voicemail. I'll put the link in the description. Follow me on Storygraph if you want to read my book reviews at Kelly W. I'll put it on the screen. Follow Meg.
Or follow Kelly. She's got a lot more going on. She's more interesting. So I'm okay with that.
I really am not. I really don't have a lot going on, but I just post a lot about what books I'm reading. So if you care about that, I did get a review featured. No big deal.
Ooh, for which book?
The one I was talking about last week, Bad Words. I wrote like a really long and like very glowing review, and the publisher's featuring it, which is very fun.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. So it doesn't really mean anything, but I was like, me?
Like when it's featured, is it just on the website? Could it get printed on the back of the book?
No, I think it's just going to be on the website because this person's book is definitely going to get better reviews than from like a random person. But I was like, oh my God, am I a writer?
Literally. No, that's exciting. Okay, great. And we didn't even talk about Survivor this episode. So
no, we didn't. I think we
really reined it in. We really
upset.
reined it in. But we both lost a lot of people. They booted 3 people this episode. It was pretty rough. But this has been Kelly and Megan on your side.